I was waiting for YouTube to catch
No,
up.
it's showing live.
No, it's not.
It
I'm
says
watching the
live.
stream.
Waiting. It says waiting.
Every time.
Okay, but
Like,
Fotis-
we're
Shane,
live on
you
hold on,
are
hold
live
on,
there.
Hold on. No, because I can see it.
on
Hold on.
YouTube.
Yes.
I can't.
Hold on.
I can see
Everyone's
it on
like,
YouTube.
"Oh, they
All
must
right,
be
one
getting
second,
coffee." They're
1 second. Okay.
Ooh, coffee.
Shoot.
Coffee.
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 I didn't have
Coffee.
time. I just
Did you
slept.
guys not tell him on purpose so he actually would say all that stuff and not have to repeat himself?
I've
I
sent
didn't
a
wanna
message to
interrupt him.
Fotis asking him, and I was like
No,
holding
'cause
fingers
it is.
like,
Yeah,
I
we were
swear
doing
to
this.
God, it
Yeah,
is
I thought
recording.
you were, and I was like, I don't know what's happening.
It's just
I just thought you were
Yeah,
throwing up
yeah.
Going
gangbang
live.
texture.
Hold on. Going live. You're live. Hold on, YouTube. I am waiting to make sure this thing goes because now it says I am live. I can see Fred. I can see Wekster. I know I'm going to butcher everyone's name.
not only Vedran.
Why is it saying waiting?
Because you put too much Bellagio on.
It's live.
Hold on. What?
Oh,
Now
there we
it's
go.
live?
yeah.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, so we're live. Take two. Because why would anything work on the first time? So we're doing good. We're keeping up with the YouTube. I'm waiting. Ha. Okay, so I don't even know which part it picked up or cut in. I don't know. I don't care. So just with tradition, the show starts off with technical issues. Awesome. So welcome to the 1440 Social Distancing Worldwide. How the hell are you doing show? This is basically a community show. Whether if you're into 3D printing, any form of making, cosplay, I don't care. This show is for you guys, okay? With everything that's going on around the world with COVID-19 and everything else in between, it's with us every single day. You can't escape from it. So we figured we would put together another stream. So hopefully we can give you guys something else to talk about, something else to think about, how many times you guys can make fun of me, and, you know, the usual stuff. Today we have people from literally all over the globe, from the US, the EU, from Australia, and everywhere else in between. So with that, because my first intro was awesome, that is actually recorded. Yes, I'm actually recording this locally, so I have proof that I did try to start it off on time. And with that, I will sit there and open it up to our current guests, our incredible, talented people who are spending their time with me and everyone else today. So we shall start with Vedran.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, by the way, wait, hold on, one thing. By the way, just so everyone knows, from now in the next 24 hours, I will butcher your name. All right,
I
that's
know.
a guarantee. If I get your
I
name
expect
right,
nothing less.
that's a rarity.
Vedran.
So go ahead. The floor is yours, sir.
Mine?
Yes, the person who's looking up.
Oh man, what do you want me to say? Hi. How is everyone? I'm good. Bye.
If that's what you want your intro to be. There's people here who don't know who you are.
Look, I'm looking at Zoom and I have no clue what. Am I full screen? Am I seeing all the people?
We're doing the squares and everything else. I
Okay,
can put your
then-
full screen.
Then I'm gonna say that I'm happy to be here, and I'm kind of afraid of the crowd here because I spend most of my time with few of you in this group, and usually we are not behaving that nicely. So this is gonna be a really it's gonna be a challenge for us, and I apologize for these two guys because you know they're way too naughty. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna mention Monkey as well. He's a special kind of person, but I like him.
I am?
Shane, where did you go?
I'm still here. I'm behind the scenes.
I
He's napping.
Help me, I'm
Fred?
stuck in the closet.
Fred, your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
So I'm Fred. I spend way too many times on stream with most of these guys, and yeah, it's going to be hard to keep ourselves from swearing or doing some of the crazy stuff we do on stream every day. Yeah, that's it. Monkey.
Hey, that's me. I am Jordon, better known as Mad Monkey. I 3D print things from some of the people here in this fine, lovely room, and some of the ones you'll see later on in the day. Got a few of them tidied up and cleaned up here. And I am very happy to be part of this awesome and amazing 3D printing community. I don't think 3D printing would be nearly as good without the community. So let's keep the community part of it active and have fun. I want to throw it to my Greek friend who's somewhere. The Zoom version and what we're seeing on YouTube are totally different. So, Fotis, your turn.
Hey everybody. Thank you, Monkey. Hey everybody, I'm Fotis. I sculpt things from time to time. I go live every night with Vedran and Fred and Monkey and Tracy without any reason at all. And yeah, here we are trying to, I don't know, do what here with you guys. So we will go to this very talented guy now, Arte Creator, and of course his wife.
So hi everyone. Me and Barbara, we are Arte Creator, as a few more people know by this time. We both love 3D printing. We both love modeling, and yeah, we have been part of this wonderful community. It has been amazing. This family is amazing, and we have seen a lot of good stuff. This stream, as the previous one, it's a sign of that. And yeah, we have been very proud of this. We have been very happy with this, and we hope to do more stuff, share more stuff, and be part of this amazing family. So, thanks.
Sweet.
All right.
And then that what leaves me, right?
Yep.
I don't really do anything that cool. I just paint their stuff. I don't know who's around me. I just paint everyone else's stuff and hang out in the stream.
With wicked skill, though.
Oh, definitely.
Can I show stuff? I know that we're not supposed to do like.
No, you can show stuff.
No, you're supposed to show stuff.
Yeah, if you want to, you can show whatever you like.
So this is Wekster's mini indie, and then that's Fred's the 3D printing's diorama that went with it. This is my moss though. That didn't come with the print. That's.
Wait, hold on. Let me do it this way.
Does that have a LED, or it's a light from somewhere there that it's...
Oh yeah, that's just my overhead light. Whoops. And then his horns aren't on, but this is Fotis's. I'm in the middle of painting him.
Nice.
I'm actually waiting for the flock to come in so I can do the maze properly. Cause
So good.
That is awesome.
Also,
Yeah, that's what I
Tracy has a flamethrower, and occasionally she burns stuff on her porch.
I think Tracy should do
great.
a very unique, what's the word I'm looking for?
demonstration.
American style barbecue with style, you know. I mean, look at me. I'm kind of like, you know, half country bumpkin here, you know, Walmart shirt, American flag on the head. I think you should go with the whole, you know.
That's not half. That's full.
Well, the other half is below the camera.
No, but you mean
Wait, do you have
you're
pants on?
American,
That's the question.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have pants on. Thank you very much.
Are they pajama pants?
I'm sorry?
Are they pajama pants?
Where is the... Why? How did you guys know it was pajama
America.
pants?
I'm just saying you got the Walmart outfit on.
Yes.
Because no
I
one
do.
knows what pants are. We've
See,
all
look.
forgotten what pants are.
No, I mean,
I got the jammy shorts on, okay?
Fred's the only one who dresses up for any occasion, and he.
Oh, no. Fred's got the whole, you know, the sexy button down look going on, because like, I'm sorry, when I'm watching Fred, I just have a very hard time paying attention to him because I just have that fantasy going in my head, with the whole shirt and maybe
Like the Fabio flow of hair.
Well, I looking for like a little oopsie thing, oopsie.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
oh wow, look at that! 5 people just dropped off the chat. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
We're used to it. That usually people join as we start our streamings and then just drop off, and we end up speaking just us, no one else.
Yeah, we kind of get more viewers when he unbuttons one of those buttons, but then he
Yes.
opens his mouth and like people are just gone.
This ruins
Well,
it for people.
Yeah.
So far, we got 36 people watching, which is good because there's been a few times it would go over the 100 mark, and I would just get so nervous. I'm like,
Well,
I have no idea what to say to you people.
I think also we need to remind everybody to share it on any social media that you have so that other people can come, enjoy, and chat and socialize. Share, like button, subscribe, because you never know when Shane's going to do something weird, or he might do another one of these, or we might convince him to do a longer one.
Any
Or
day
Rome
ending
might
with a
show up
Y,
at his
I'm going
house.
to do something strange.
A longer
Yeah.
one?
Who said a longer one?
I didn't. I don't know.
Don't make me rewind.
Has this been? Have you guys done a tweet of the stream yet?
You
Dan
guys
is
are
right.
all. You guys
Jordon
are all.
did it.
Viewers, only 13 likes. Hit that like. Okay, now it's 15. Better.
Good.
Good.
35 watching, 15 thumbs. There we go. 17 thumbs. We're just going
No.
to keep talking about thumbs.
Yeah, if we keep talking about it, the viewers will
Look.
leave. So
Fred.
No.
Fred.
No, because the last stream people were saying like, "Hey, I have you, on the living room TV and everything else." I'm waiting for that because, especially for the people who have the full-on smart houses with either Google or Alexa. Because I got a few people last time. I just started shouting out random commands and people's lights were going on and off.
I mean, good luck getting Alexa to order filament right now because there is none.
Yeah.
So we can't say, Alexa, turn the lights on.
Well, I don't know, but I really wouldn't suggest saying, "Hey Google, turn off the TV."
So
Or,
I'm not sure which TV you'd like to turn off.
oh, shut up.
wow, you got
There we go.
yourself.
Muted.
Got yourself. Wow.
That's okay because none of my TVs are hooked up to that. I'd say something else because I figured I would change my stuff around so it wouldn't trigger it. But I forgot to turn the mic off on that. So yeah,
It don't take long, so before anyone starts printing wirelessly with voice commands, that would be awesome.
I have seen that before. It was with probably about a few years. Hold on. It was probably a few years ago when people were making their own Alexas out of a Raspberry. I saw someone get the developer's kit. They made an Alexa out of a Raspberry, and then they were writing some type of script where you can get status updates from the printer to your Alexa device and everything else. And you could start a print and stop a print. But I haven't seen any or heard of any progress of that since then.
Yeah, most of printers don't even have Wi-Fi, so I think we're still a couple of years until they start doing that kind of stuff. Will be cool.
Even if it has Wi-Fi, I go with SD every time.
Yeah,
I'm not changing that.
most printers, it seems that they are starting to come. The thing is that they are starting to come prepared for Wi-Fi. They usually have the port on the back, but usually not the components inside to make it work. They leave it that option for you if you want to tinker with it.
It will increase the price. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think it's getting there. It's just a reliability factor and making it work real well. It'll happen. And then I can just yell at my phone, be like, "Hey, phone, print me an Arte Creator," and it'll just print one.
Print recent release, right?
Yeah. What
You
do
just have,
you
like,
guys
a
have a
subscription
recent
list and
release
just starts-
coming?
posting them, printing them all. That'd be cool.
What? We?
Yes? You guys have anything new coming up? Anything exciting with the springtime and leading into summertime and any new exciting models?
We have a model that is going to be released soon. It's a different version of one of our previous models, and trying to figure out. Well, we are going to show that model soon. We will stay both here for a little, and around the second hour, I'm going to go to ZBrush, and I'll show you how I usually set up the parts for using booleans to make the parts fit together, and you guys will be able to see the model at that time.
Peek behind the curtain in the second hour.
That's cool.
That is exciting.
That's very cool. So, and what have you been doing, Fotis? Last few days, resting?
Yeah, I was trying to sleep, but I managed to sleep yesterday after a couple of days.
What is the sleep word?
Yeah, I just can't do that, unfortunately. But I managed to sleep last night. I started a new one, a new model yesterday, but I just worked on it for half an hour. And I'm just trying to rest my eyes a bit because it's a mess.
Yeah, I'm going to make a bet right now. In like 16-ish hours from now, you're going to see Fotis and Wekster right back in there again.
Who?
Person with the Rick and Morty shirt.
Okay.
Vedran, okay? Is that
Vedran.
Veteran.
Thank you, and welcome to Teach Shane How to Say People's Names for the next 24 hours.
We really tried, and it's not working for you.
No. Were you guys there the last time? And I was giving Joel like an intro and everything else.
Telling?
Yeah, Joseph Telling. That was really good.
That's a classic. That's why I'm very glad, Shane, that you learned from the last one and you've prepared to record for this so that we can get all the video evidence later on of the awesomeness.
Yeah, but that depends how much I make myself look like a complete idiot, which really isn't that difficult to do.
Well, there's no black.
If I release the video.
So,
We have plenty of your videos.
No, don't you start.
Mr. All the Single Ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where is Grumpy?
and I see in the chat we've got Ron the Happy Extruder, so I bet you he's just finishing up his coffee before he takes a drive to scare you pantsless again.
Well, actually, this time around, the front door is right there. So if you just see me do this real quick, you know that Ron's here. But we are actually practicing, what we're supposed to do and all that other good stuff. See, but one thing, though, and I'll bet you anything that Mr. Happy Extruder forgot is that he has a time slot on here.
Yep, I've seen.
And someone didn't send me a message to test out things beforehand.
Ooh, somebody's brave.
Wow, somebody's getting called out live on international television.
Recorded.
Is that a thing?
International television.
Oh, sorry, JT, Shane, the butcher of names. That's right. I will destroy anyone's name.
I should take my butcher and put
I
your
was
head
gonna
on.
say I didn't have the butcher. I had it here, but I moved it. So
I think you should just cut the butcher's head and get a mini dude's head of chain just put on top.
There
of
is
that.
no mini do head of me.
not yet.
Yes.
Not yet.
That attitude.
Not with that attitude.
Oh, where did we put Fred? Hold on.
Oh no! Just
Wait. Hold on. I need to zoom in on that.
Yes.
It's the same.
I dropped Fred.
Correct.
Oh no!
I fell, correct?
There we go.
It's like the regular Fred had just a little too much and can't stand up straight.
Fred Tanner, savior of the universe.
Oh, that's awesome.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no.
God.
I've actually finished printing it. I don't know where it
Correct.
is. He's,
See, everybody
over
has
there.
a mini dude now except me.
Me.
Damn. I'm so
Do you
sad.
really want me to make you one?
I do.
No.
A Fotis one? Oh,
What?
I'd
No,
be
no.
grumpy.
Don't do it. You will do it only if you want to, like you did with Fred. You were so happy making Fred.
I didn't want to, but I was
Uh,
making fun of Fred, and then this thing actually came to life.
Well, that was
It's
the
different.
least worst model you made of me, correct? Because there were some other versions that were not even acceptable.
I'm
I
not
don't think
gonna-
we're allowed to talk about on the stream.
Yeah,
No,
no, we're not.
What
No,
happens on
what
Twitch
happens
stays
on the
Twitch.
other stream? Yeah.
it stays there. Yeah.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Okay. Okay, Shane.
Or until like
Well, some
legal
of that comes back
ramifications.
with you.
Okay, Shane. I'm sorry.
Okay, what? No. Please, I wasn't.
I'm
saying
sorry,
anything.
Shane.
It's okay. I'll forgive you. All right, so let's see. Topic of the hour or 15 minutes, depending upon your attention span.
Squirrel.
Let's see.
Our attention span combined, like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's being generous. I give myself 3. Why do you think I love watching like Adult Swim?
Here,
'Cause it's
I'll
like
show
very
you
short.
a print.
Hold on. Let me
That's like
zoom
2
in.
seconds worth of time and
Oh, wait.
distracted.
Hold on. There you go.
There I go. So this, if you don't already know, is a fantastic model by the Greek guy in the room,
Focus.
Mr. Fotis Mint. Working on it. Okay.
That model is amazing.
And this is his Leoric model. Prints multiple parts. The mace pit's one with the hand. Arm is a different print. Shoulder, different print. So you don't need that much support, honestly. Even all this prints support free, which is amazing. That you can get this much detail and overhangs and never use a single support. And it's just, when you look at some of the stuff that I'm always in awe of these designers, like everyone who just, the amount of detail that you sit there and cram in and think about and then sit back and look and go, more, too much, not enough. Like it's such a tricky balance. Like I've watched Fred do some modeling and he's modeling the teeniest, tiniest little detail, but it looks amazing. So
Fred
and
models
it's
the
just,
interior of the tires of a car. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
That's my thing. Yeah, exactly.
no, he does. And he puts like the QC sticker on the inside of your pants. Like he does all of it. Like,
Wait, is he Inspector 12? That's who Inspector 12 is?
I just want to make sure that if someone prints these things in a larger scale, they have all the details available. That's just it. Maybe
So
a little bit OCD.
Yeah,
Even
but
if it's
even you
prints.
cannot print those sizes that you plan.
Most
I
of the
got-
times I can, like the LCD screen from yesterday. Oh, yeah.
Wait. Hold on, because I need to switch
Because he showed
views.
Leoric. This is supposed to. If anybody.
There we go.
But,
See?
but look at all the little detailing and stuff in there. I broke one of these things, so don't
We will
look at it.
make all the level in the end.
it's
Now-
crazy. And for reference, like my Leoric model is 125% scale. There isn't a printer alive that could print Fred's throne for it.
That's not true. You can actually, there's split versions of that front that you could print on
Oh.
your
Perfect.
bigger printers.
Yeah.
Probably I think that one is the smallest one so far. The last few days.
Wait.
The Butcher is way too big, for example.
Butcher's
Now,
awesome,
Tracy,
though.
the gold on that, was that brushed on or was that spray paint or airbrush?
Spray.
Okay.
There's so many little details that I didn't want to have to go back and forth with the brush.
Mhm.
And so if I just sprayed it, I made sure to get all of the little bits and stuff in it.
And if it's not good, you burn it.
Do you use airbrush too?
I was gifted an airbrush for Christmas and I just haven't gotten into it. A friend of mine is really good at airbrushing. It's what he did for a living. And he was trying to give me some basic lessons and my finger just doesn't understand the up, down, and then back and forward at the same time. The double movement is just not clicking for me.
I think we are not at all experienced with airbrush, but I think you can tweak. Usually, most airbrush you can set, you have a, how I would say it, like not a knob, but a screw there that can limit how much you can click on the trigger.
Oh yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
stop.
On the
And
back, you can set it.
Yeah, and you probably can also tweak the pressure from the pressure pump. So if you can set that up, maybe you don't need to worry so much with the trigger. I don't know.
I don't know. I use it quite often, and I'm still not good at it.
I think if I just practice more.
I like it for
just
general covering. It's just much better if you just do general covering, and then most of the times I just do the detailing with the brushes. I liked it for the lava that I did for the butcher, because you can actually do transitions of colors quite nicely, and they just fade in. And that's quite good, but it was quite big.
And it's also very good that if you can have someone that can teach you all the quirks and the tweaks that you can do the paints. We have tried to paint, but we haven't have that much success yet, because usually either the primer starts dripping away almost to having no paint at all on the print. We have tried to paint on resin and filaments, and we haven't been very successful with that. So we feel the need to have someone experienced at our side that can teach you all that stuff, what paints to use, what primes to use. And I think that's something that you're lucky to have someone that can teach you.
You need to join us on one of the streams with Grumpy. He's also like Tracy paints, and sometimes we all talk about stuff and like better ways of doing this or that, painting like this or that. But in general, I think the biggest problem is getting the paint to stick to the models. Which
No, I don't think you've seen me paint, Fred. I don't think sticking to the model is the problem. It's sticking to my hands, my face, the desk. Like I paint in Canvas Slicer and use the palette. That's how I
still
paint
have
things.
my finger airbrushed. So
Wait, is that a thumb?
oh man,
Guys, this is not a competition, you know.
I think you get quite used to painting after a while in PLA. So like this is all brush painted in PLA. Like
That's awesome.
And this is all texture made on top of it with materials for painting. So it's
all resin filament.
No, this is all PLA print.
But you have resin on the water?
No, so what I did with the water, I didn't want to use resin on this one. So this is a PLA, and then on top of it, it has a water texture paste. And then in the wall, it has UV resin applied, and then foam paint paste.
Okay, because it seemed like the water seemed like have a little bit of transparency.
No, that's just the colors on it that I've applied to make it pretend that it was.
Amazing skill.
Yeah.
And this one has resin. I think Tracy has a much better version of it, but this one is resin actually. But it was my first experiment, so it actually is a little bit too dark. Tracy has a much better version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the fishes on Tracy one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So much talent.
Yeah, amazing.
That is breathtaking.
Oh, fishing.
I got these little weird transparent sticker things because I do a lot of like general resin crafting, and it's like a whole sheet of different fish, and I couldn't figure out which fish, so I made Fred pick because he wasn't doing anything that day. The real rocks and
Wait,
stuff, and trying
wasn't
to
that
get
the day when he locked himself outside of the car?
Yeah, that was
when he
it.
locked everything in the trunk of his car.
What happens on Twitter stays. I mean, sorry, tweet. Whatever the other
It's okay, Shane.
services. It's okay. I'm
Take
so
rest.
trying to sleep.
And
But
this
when
is another example of resin. This is actually clear resin, and then
Aw.
again paste, water paste, and then some water texture on top.
Oh man, these benches have a problem.
Did you show that to Chris Riley?
I don't think I have.
Well, you saw it now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But although I print everything in gray and then paint everything. I like doing it like Grumpy. It helps relax a little bit. Why am I on
Silence.
Well, it's one of those things with Zoom, because when you switch it to the full screen, as soon as somebody says anything, it's gonna like jump all over the place and freaking people out.
Right. Well, because I'm doing Spotlight this time.
Oh,
around.
okay. Sorry.
So hopefully it shouldn't jump. It should just stay to whatever one I have spotlighted. Is that
Okay.
happening?
I don't know. YouTube's delayed, so I'm trying to catch up.
Oh yeah, don't pay attention to YouTube.
No, I got both. I got both because you got to see what things are happening, right?
Yeah, that's why they have pop-out chats.
And so I think like Gonzalo was saying, sometimes it's hard to get started with painting on PLA and resins. I actually prefer painting on resin than on PLA. It seems to be a little bit better for painting. Well, I don't have a lot of issues with PLA. I think it also depends on the PLAs. I've noticed through time that some PLAs are better to paint, and some colors that you use to print are better when you're adding paint on top of it.
You still have to sand a bit.
I don't sand
With
any
the
of
PLA?
my. No, I don't sand any of the prints at all. It just, like Grumpy says, don't try and put a big heavy coat on it. And if the first doesn't stick, just apply a light coat and then apply a second coat, and that second coat will stick much better to the print.
And paint can't hide bad printing. So you have to have a decent print to start with. You gotta tune your system. You gotta set it up. You gotta get.
I think glare lines won't disappear.
Bob Ross has a golden rule about painting, right? Thin paint sticks to thick paint. So start with regular paint, and then you can add a little bit of water each time, but just make sure that your previous layer is all the way dry, because regardless, I mean, maybe with airbrushing you could get away with it a little bit, but I mean, if you think about the way they paint like a car door or something like that, they do a gajillion thin layers, and they do that.
Coating.
Yep.
Do you guys use heat guns to dry the paint faster?
I don't have anything else to do.
Hair dryer sometimes. I don't use it, but I've seen a lot of people do. Like Adam Savage, he uses an hair dryer to kind of quickly dry the paint to apply the second coat.
Gotta be careful with the heat guns.
It's basically the only thing where I can still use it, because for my hair it doesn't work.
Yeah.
What, a heat gun? That might explain
like
a few
hair
things.
Dryer.
Oh, okay. I thought you used the heat gun, because I'm like,
No.
now it's starting to make sense.
Don't think.
But depending on the paints you use, they'll dry fairly quickly. And most of the times when I'm painting something, I'll just give it a coat, wait, go paint something else, and then come back and to that previous model. So there's enough time for it to dry and then apply a new coat.
Yeah, like this fawn that I'm painting, when I'll go and I'll paint the main part of the bust, and then while I'm waiting for that, I go and I paint the horns, and that way everybody gets coated enough. But the first coat of any paint just doesn't count. Don't worry about the way it looks. Don't worry about, just get it on there as best you can.
Yeah.
It's gonna be patchy and it's gonna look weird, but it'll get there eventually.
That's one of the good things with the airbrush. Just give it a light coat with the airbrush, and it just sticks much better. And once you've done that and it dried, then you can start applying coats of color on top. There are some good primers for acrylic paint that you can use on an airbrush, and they're cheap enough that you can actually just give it a base coat and then paint the other coats with a brush, and it works quite well.
So, Fred, did you see the question in the chat there? What are your preferred types of paint to use and
acrylic
brands?
paints?
Well, I think
acrylic
brand is, I
paints.
think, the question
we
they're
want to
asking.
know the
Oh
brand.
no, I'm not going to do advertising on brands. There's so many good brands like.
Well, what's
but
the
you-
one?
you-
Like,
you
what's
can-
your
you can
go-to?
butcher them.
Like, what do you do to like? Which one do you go to grab? Like, if you had to pick one,
A cheap one.
Cheap one. Citadel is good. Alclad is not too bad. Green Stuff World is also quite good.
isn't there another one that you like to
Yeah,
use, Fred?
the Spanish one.
No. Well, Green Stuff World, they're Spanish.
I'm not familiar with painting, so that's why I ask, because
Yeah,
I think there's one that starts with a V. I know Grumpy uses it and Mark Rhodes uses it quite often. I can't
don't
remember what
know.
it's called.
Seems to be the one that people who do model painting, like the miniature paintings, really like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tracy, do you know the name? Because you're the paint expert.
Oh no, I use the cheapo stuff. Mine cost 64 cents a bottle.
He's not
cheap.
gonna say it, guys.
Cheap, cheap, cheap.
Not yet.
See, and
We'll get 'em.
because I can't paint very well, that's why I choose the filaments and I print that way. I don't want to try to print. I painted one model and it didn't turn out very good, so I just leave it up on the wall. And I'm not happy with it. So.
I sometimes when I print the models or the dioramas, if they're not painted, it just I think they're not finished. Like I've done the Easter egg diorama and the Mindy diorama, and because they weren't painted, it just feels like it's not a finished product. So yeah, I'll have to paint all of those, but it just takes a lot of time to get it all done.
Well, and you're constantly pumping out new dioramas and new things, so it's a lot to keep up with, and I can't even imagine trying to keep up with some of this stuff. I have a hard time keeping up with models as they come out. So
yeah,
If you try to avoid your family as much as he's trying, then you will have plenty of time.
Definitely.
trade secrets.
No, come on. I was actually looking yesterday. I started the diorama for the awesome mini that Wekster did for me, and of me, and it started at 4 or 5 o'clock, and it finished by 1 in the morning. It was done.
Yeah. Matilda did a great job on that one.
Yeah, my daughter is great at modeling stuff in Fusion. I'm just the face for the dioramas. She's the artist
and the chest.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, you're the face.
Never said it was a good face. It just is.
Yeah, I just said it was the face.
Okay.
I got a question, and I don't mean to put anyone on the spot here, so you can feel free to bow out and don't answer. But with everyone here, how you guys have you have similar and different skills as far as modeling and then dioramas and then painting and everything. Have you guys ever considered trying to do some sort of collaboration where the designers pick one model and they get sectioned off apart? And then, like say it's some figure and someone does from the waist up, someone does the waist down, another person does something else. And then, it goes to, whether it be Fred or whoever else who does a background for it and everything. And then it all gets printed and then it kind of, gets sent around to the people who really enjoy painting and then have them paint a certain section and almost have like the model travel the world kind of, from start to finish and then have a finished thing.
This thing would make sense if everybody if you make a diorama. I mean, I make one character, I don't know, Vedran makes another character, someone makes a diorama. I mean, just splitting a body, this is not going to work. I can't just make a hand and another guy makes the leg.
No, it's a random thought.
I think
making a scene making a
Cool
scene
idea.
makes sense. But yeah,
I think we haven't got
That
to the
would work.
point where me
See?
and Wekster and Fotis work on one combined scene
I
at
thought
the
you were gonna say
same
like
time.
each other.
Yeah, that would be the first step to actually be able to get along with one another.
Oh, that's fine. When we're doing these things, we just tolerate each other. Oh,
I mean,
Sort of.
we are constantly doing some sort of collaboration.
Yeah.
I do something, Fred does something, Tracy paints something, or Grumpy. It's like collaboration. Then Fotis does one model. Fred again connects it with his diorama. They are all
Yeah.
painting it. It's like happening.
I
Just-
think the last examples, the Easter egg, Wekster did the bunny on a live stream. Tracy I did the diorama the same evening, and Tracy painted it the next day.
You mean Bob?
Fotis did a Leoric, I did a throne, Grumpy painted it. There's a lot of these things, like even Wekster was doing the Mortal Kombat figurines this week. So he was saying, "Oh, I'm doing Mortal Kombat," and I just made the diorama.
Nice.
Yeah, usually I don't like to say anything to Fred because he makes everything before me, and then he just rushes me.
that
Are you
happened
done?
with
Are you done? Are
Leoric.
you done? Are you done?
The diorama for that's really cool. It's like the level.
With Leoric, I told him early in the month I will make Leoric, and before Leoric I make 2 models, and he had it ready 2 days.
Oh,
Classic.
That's the
first one, and we actually
wait.
celebrated his birthday, second birthday, like a week ago.
Very good.
Did you make cake?
No, but I
I don't know.
No
Where's
focus
the
for
tech
you.
cameras?
He took
These
our
things don't
boy
work.
for a private dinner.
No focus for you.
I think someone was asking, what is the thing that's most satisfying to print?
sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
What
Like
is
most
everyone's most
satisfying print?
satisfying print? For me, it's
me,
all these models that everyone makes. I think anything that's cool and challenging is awesome.
For me, it's everything that I don't release. No, seriously, like I'm mostly doing those organic things, busts, mini dudes, that kind of stuff. But stand for my headphones or
The functional stuff.
actually these things behind the shelves are probably my favorite thing that I've printed.
For me, it's a lot of the more difficult and more challenging the print. Like this model is simple, right? It's not a very complex thing. It's supposed to be like a miniature that I blew up 600 or some odd percent, but it was challenging because it had to be all supported. It's meant for resin printing on a small scale. So the fun part of it for me, and the satisfying part is, did I do it right when I start cleaning it all up? Am I going to snap arms off of it? That's more of a challenge, the more fun part of it. Watching the model and going, did I do it right? Is it going to actually work?
Yeah, our models, well, I'm crazy with that stuff. And the reason why we try to have our models using almost no supports, it's because of that. It's because we don't want to juggle with removing the supports, if the supports are sticking too much to the print, if the supports will ruin the print surface. And so one of the reasons for them to be almost or supportless is because of that, and because I'm crazy for perfection and trying to have like a perfect model and all that stuff, even if they aren't. And it's like I said, it's trying to do something and try to make it that when it prints well. We don't want to go with problems and either printing with overhangs or with supports and all of that.
And that kind of dedication that you guys put into it, you can see that, because you don't see, like, I mean, I'm everywhere on these things with models sometimes, and I see people complaining, oh, well, this model failed because it didn't have support, or this didn't work, or this didn't fit, and this peg. I don't see that with your work. Like, you don't hear a lot of people saying, oh, I printed the model and the head won't connect. I had to cut it off and glue it sideways and stuff like that. Like, if you print it, it works. And that's the dedication on the back end that a lot of people don't see or don't understand how much effort it goes into it. Like, we watch Vedran do some of the modeling sometimes, and it's like, you can tell that he's thinking 10 steps ahead or 5 steps backwards. It depends.
I don't think at all.
That's what I mean. 5 steps backwards.
You just forget the step forward.
Anyway,
Sometimes it's hard.
No one complains for our model except you.
Me? I complain about
Oh,
everything.
not you.
Oh,
I don't complain.
not you. Thank you. I feel so loved. All right, so there is a question, and I guess this would go for our guys who like to paint. It's from App Pupil. Question. So I painted my first and only print a year ago. It's a Batman bust. Cheap acrylics, no thinning, no top coat. You know it doesn't look good, right? What can I do to fix it?
Paint it again.
Yep. Use a thin sanding paper, sand it back a little bit, and then just paint it again.
I mean, unless you put like an inch of paint on there, like you don't really have to sand it.
Wow, just make it look
unless you
nicer.
really want to change your colors.
Depends too if they use. It sounds like they maybe use like thick acrylic paint, so it may have filled in some of the detailed.
Yeah, because I don't
just
do any
just
primer or
water them
anything
down.
on any of these pieces, because the acrylic paint is normally thick enough by the third, fourth layer that it just covers everything real smooth.
Yeah, it depends on
Hold on.
Like, that's
how
not
it looks.
sanded or anything, you know. It's
Mhm.
just
So the question was from you.
No, it
Shane.
was from
it's in the chat.
Yeah,
App Pupil,
Fred,
Jeff Bowen.
pay attention, Fred.
I would say,
Sorry.
take a back part of his leg or something and try painting it one more time, and just even strokes. And you don't have to use, I personally don't like using squared off brushes or like the chisels or anything like that. I prefer the rounded brushes, because I feel like the way that it pulls the paint, you're not doing uneven pressure distribution, which causes your paint to strip in certain places while applying in others.
It's not thick, it's just blotchy.
Oh yeah, you need more coats. More coats.
Yeah. That's normal. I think you can't just go with one coat, and that will solve the problem.
Happy
And,
Extrude is making me self-conscious. Chin supports for life. Is that directed at me, sir? Because I know where you live, and you're about 40 minutes away from me.
The older I get, the more chin supports I need.
Don't shoot.
No, but is it more support for the one chin or more supports for multiple chins?
Per chin.
That's the per chin. Like, so you just got to increase your chin support. Like, that's why Shane's growing the beard back, because you can't tell how many chins I got going on
Are
here.
those like tree supports?
Yeah.
So it's like selective, it's purpose, like shadows,
Yeah.
just hide that stuff. First 50 minutes. Woo!
Woo!
Already?
Me already. Time flies when you're having fun, sir.
Wow.
Oh look, Grumpy
Yeah.
in the chat. Hey Grump.
Yeah, he's been hanging out, licking
Yeah.
paintbrushes.
Yeah, that's also one of the good suggestions. If you have problems with your brushes, you cannot add details, then you just need to lick your brush and make like fine tip, and then you will be more precise. That's something we've learned from Grumpy.
Yeah, he
Have
doesn't
you-
just like the taste of paint. He actually does it for a reason.
Yeah, like
Generally you want to do it after rinsing the paint
You
off
know
your
what?
brush though.
I'm not really
Oops.
sure about that.
Have you
That's
seen
what
the
I'm
cup he
doing
dips
wrong.
it in? We thought it was a coffee cup, and he said, no, that's the paintbrush cup.
I really think he likes taste. Sometimes he does it without even have to.
Like we said, we have been trying to paint, although we have been yet to be successful. We have most of the material with us, and one of those things is like very, very thin brushes. But even to paint fur, for example, we got like a very, very strange brush where you have very separated, I'll call it.
Hairs.
Fan brushes.
There's a lot of texture in that brush by default, so it would transfer to the paint.
Yeah, but these ones they are more separated, like in pairs, so we can paint like different very small hairs on on an animal, for example, and so we have still to try this, but yeah, it's this kind of tools that helps to give all these small details.
Someone said paint lickers are superior humans. I didn't see that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good one. Make that a bumper sticker.
But I hope Grumpy doesn't see that. Otherwise, he'll just go like, you see, I was right.
You never
Those
said
fan
he was
brushes are also
wrong.
really good for trees.
I use fan brushes
Foliage.
for pigments, to apply
Oh,
pigments.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching Bob Ross. He'd take the little fan brush and he'd be like, "There's a happy little tree,
Little accidents.
happy little tree." And you know what? I want to live here. Just carve out a cottage.
We're just gonna make a decision.
Tracy, you have a question on the chat.
Oh. To paint the eyes. So there's two particular brushes that I use that I like. These are just some random brushes that I bought. Probably came with some random art kit. What does it say on here? Transcend Art and Brush Company, but I don't know. This is a 000 and this is a 3, but they're both pretty thin.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how, like the tip of this one, how it curves and then it's really, really pointed. That allows me, I actually just did the cornering for the eyes. Normally you want to try to do all of your background stuff and then all of the smaller things that go on top. So when I painted this face, I just did the whole thing with the sponge, actually. And then when I went to go do the eyes, I used this brush, the bigger one, surprisingly, to go through. And really the only thing I can say about eyes is worry about doing like the top part of the eye and then flip your whole figure over and then do the underside of your eye. You want your paint hand to be, this is so easy to manipulate and turn around whatever direction you need it to. Take advantage of that and do what's comfortable for your hand. Your hand's always going to be able to go the same pivot motion, right? So then you just turn it this way and then do your same pivot motion and then it'll come out more consistent.
Ooh, good
as
tip.
opposed to trying to like, you know,
Next
contort
time,
yourself
Jordon.
around.
Don't contort yourself.
Next time, wear an afro wig, please.
I need one so bad.
Yeah.
Aw.
Aww, it's a little monkey. Are you gonna introduce
Mini
it to the
monkey.
world? Come on, introduce it to the world.
Yes, you can have another bite of my donut. Here you go.
Ooh, I want
Oh
a donut.
wait,
I want a donut.
where's the
Yeah.
donuts?
I
what
want
you
a
started?
donut, man.
What do you guys think about
Donuts.
when painting
Yes,
eyes,
Restork.
painting all white? Because that's as an artist, it's something that I usually never use like pure white on the eyes. Usually we use like gradients. It's more like almost like skin color, but a very white skin color. It can be beige, it can be
Off-white. That's what I use
off-white.
from that awesome Spanish brand.
I still don't know
The
what
name
that
of the
is.
brand, Fred.
Oh, come on, say it one more.
No,
Oh, you can say it normally.
no.
Butcher the
But
name,
yeah.
you're
No,
not Shane
he
after
really
all.
actually can't. It's like Shane.
Where is it? Try and get it.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think that people usually use too much white? Do you advise that?
Just one.
Do you suggest making more, increasing the shading, like darker on the upper side of the eyeball or something like that?
It's always easy to make things darker. So these eyes are probably going to get another 4 to 5 layers of other miscellaneous colors. The white is just to neutralize out the skin tone that I did, which is probably 5 different shades of brown and a
That's
little
what
green.
I think I find a lot of times, like at least when I try to paint something, I paint it and then I look at it and go, this is too crisp. Like the colors are too consistent. Like you actually want that dirty blend. Like if you look at most colors, they're not, short of this t-shirt, which is one giant color of thing. Everything's kind of different colors. So, adding a little bit of off-white, a little regular white, a little
Washes
or something.
But I think it also depends on what you're painting, right? Because I don't think he needs a lot of color texture for his skin, right? So he's just one color painted on there, right?
But
Whereas this would just look ridiculous with just a solid color put on top of it, in my opinion. I think in order to do justice to the character and then the way that the model is done, you have to do all the flecking to it. Like you can see the difference in the amount of colors that get put on there.
Yeah.
All done with a sponge, though. This is probably one of the best tools you can get for doing stuff like that. They don't over sponge because then you'll just meld all of your colors together.
Every time I get an order with some sponges for packaging, I just keep all of that and just use them for painting. It's just so good. Even for when you're doing washes and other pigments and stuff, it just really gives it that detail.
Like the stone background, let me move him.
Yeah.
That's all sponging with the varying colors and stuff like that. So.
Do you guys also use masks?
I have a load of masking tapes. And I also got liquid mask for when you want to paint irregular shapes and you want to mask something off. But
yeah, how do you use that thing? I've tried a few times. I got 2 bottles, and it's getting dry pretty quickly. So I mostly just throw in the brushes by trying to apply that as quickly as possible.
other one I used last.
I mean, the Play-Doh seems much better option.
No, I was quite impressed with it. It's just a regular acrylic paint bottle, and it just use it to paint a surface that I don't want to get any paint. It takes like 20 minutes to dry, and then it peels off like rubbery stuff. It's awesome.
I saw on a
Thanks,
Punished
people.
Props Academy video, they used, I think one time it was toothpaste, one time it was mustard, as like a masking paint, and then you can paint over it like with your airbrush, and you just wash it off.
Yeah.
Or eat it.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing is the crackling paints. Those are awesome. Or crackling medium. So you can actually apply a base coat of whatever color, and then you apply that paint on top, let it dry, and then you apply a different color. And then when you use a toothbrush, it just starts crackling the top layer of paint and gives an awesome effect, like old paint, cracked paint, and stuff like that. That's really cool. There's some cool effects with that.
I want to start painting again. It's fun.
Yeah, me too.
That's cool.
I'm overthinking it.
You're gonna go
The other
eat
day I
donuts?
talked to Grumpy, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I need that arc, and the one that I started assembling kind of cuts the corners of my
Headphones.
monitor so I can see stuff. So I'm just finding more and more excuses not to paint.
Yes.
I have everything set up, in the room downstairs, but I haven't gone there for a year.
Go on, show off the mask. There you go.
Ooh.
I think I need to resize it if it's going to fit me, because this one comes right up to my ear.
Mm.
But with his nose, it doesn't. Not as much. What?
I'm actually printing a new one. The Scorpion.
Yeah, I want that one. This one can be his. I want the.
Now it's just a race to see who gets, the newest mask first. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do this right.
Ooh.
Spotlight video. There you go. That's insane.
So this is the mask. Oop. But I have a separate file for that. I'm doing the bust now.
Nice. Someone's printer needs service. I can hear that thing screaming in the background. Mm-hmm.
Is it better now? I use my body as a shield. Oh.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what Fotis is doing. Hi, we see you. Yes, that's your palm.
Fotis is high-fiving.
There's your lifeline.
High five!
Oh, I know what he did. I've seen you.
Wait, I've seen that trick before.
I have to try that one next time.
See?
That's like,
Good trick.
That's not fair.
For the people who enjoy to paint the models, have you guys went into the whole dry brushing thing? Because I noticed Prusa released a new video as far as trying to give some techniques as how to start to learn how to dry brush your prints.
Well, I think dry brush is cool. But our master Vedran has done a rub and buff video ages ago, and that's also quite
Oh, I
cool.
remember that one. He's out on his porch, balcony.
Our
Sorry.
master.
That was actually when I
Your
was
printers
at
are
work.
dying.
I don't have that such nice stairs, but I do most of the paint stuff there. And Robin Buff was something that I liked because it's so easy to do. You don't have to have any skills. You just grab a little spongy and do that thing, and you're done in a second.
I got to
Magic.
try that then because I don't have any painting skills.
Still, Eastman's Robin Waff are the best. I don't know how he does it.
He actually is using airbrush to do that. You haven't seen that setup he has, Fotis?
No.
Like a little weird box. He just does his
You
own
know,
thing with
I
those little
But
figures,
his results are awesome.
chubbies.
But dry brushing is quite cool. Even when it's not like they're just on a blind color, but with when you want to give highlights to a part that you just painted, you could dry brush those highlights, and they come out really nicely. I think I've used it in some of the.
That's what I've been doing, but that's boring. It's boring after some time. It's better to paint it.
Yeah. We have been seeing people using dry brush also to do gradients. For example, if you are painting skin on the face of a character, usually they use dry brush, dry paints to paint make a gradient on the face from warmer color, darker color from the chin to the top of the head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as you're applying more and more coats of the dry brushing and then kind of changing the colors, you can actually make gradients from, like, for example, doing lava. It's actually quite cool to use the dry brushing to actually go from a red to a yellow or vice versa, and then just apply then the full reds later on after you've made that transition.
What I like to use now are just washes. You made so many mistakes, and then you just throw wash over it, and and everything gets kind of connected, and all of a sudden it looks much better. I mean, it still looks like crap, but it has some feeling to it, like
Nice.
weird looking colors, but they kind of blend in together. And I think that this base is the best example.
I think it matters also how you post-process all your stuff. If you're not making them smooth and doing all that kind of stuff, doing washes and, dry brushing and stuff like that, it's really going to accentuate your lines.
Yep.
Or any inconsistencies that there are in the print. It looks fantastic when you do stuff like, I guess technically I dry brushed the beginning details on the chest and stuff to try to get like the depth lines, but
to me it's like applying
like
lens flare
washing.
to a movie. Everything looks so much better.
Now, what's that? I don't know if it's a more of a dyeing type of situation or a dye, sorry, or painting where it's like it's water and then there's like a film on top of that and it's colors that are all mixed in and you take whatever. Yeah, probably so, where you just dip it in and everything else. Has anyone ever seen someone try that with a 3D print, whether it's FDM
I've done it with a lot of other stuff, but not a 3D print.
I've seen
what
people do
Graphite
it.
does.
I'm sorry?
The Graphite uses dyes on his resins.
Yeah, that's a different thing though. That's just dyeing so it's alcohol dye that goes onto the resin print. I've actually seen people print stuff in FDM, and then they'll maybe give it like a primer coat and maybe like a quick like Bondo or something like that, and then you hydro dip it, and because it's like a sheet that dissolves that creates the paint, and then it wraps all around everything. It's very popular in the automotive areas.
I've seen those with guns.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Very
Take
cool.
like the butt of your gun and then hydro dip it, and you get this really cool
Fuel
design
tanks.
on top of it. But the first time I ever saw anything like hydro dipping was for fingernails. You take tepid water and you put some nail polish on top of it, and then you just bloop, and then you have that crazy marbling design. And then they started applying it to like ceramics and stuff like that. And then somebody was like, "Oh wait, spray paint floats," and then that's when that happened.
And then they realized they can actually make it so some of the like the carbon fiber prints are like a sheet, and they lay this sheet on the
That's
material
cool.
and it kind of dissolves.
Yeah,
So
that's what
there's
I've
like
seen for the guns.
Yeah, there's like an interface layer they put on the water, and then you put this sheet on top. Actually, tested.com, so through Adam Savage Tested on YouTube also has it. They actually just did a hydro dipping at home video that like you can get it. You can order this stuff on Amazon, and you can hydro dip your own stuff, and they kind of show the technique of doing it. It's smaller stuff that they were doing. They actually did it for the handle of a Star-Lord blaster that Adam used at one of the Comic-Cons. So I can't remember, maybe a month or 2 months ago that video was up. So
kind of interesting to take as much of a 3D printer as you can and then hydro dip the entire thing to see just how much,
like the frame of it.
The frame, the parts, everything, for the most part, plastic parts.
I've never tried it. I'm going to try that, see how it works.
We are 1 hour, 10 minutes into this lovely, lovely experiment that we call the 1440 social chat. How are you guys holding up?
I'm good.
I'm good.
My daughter was
Proud
playing
of us.
Hungry Hungry Hippos by herself, and I was like, that's a little loud. Let's
I used
stop that.
I used to do that too when I was a kid, and that game probably lasted 6 months in my house before I think it was my dad just threw it away. He's like, I have no idea where it is. You lost it somewhere.
But I didn't take it anywhere.
They regularly lose the marbles, and then they find their marbles randomly. So
I can never find my marbles. I've looked everywhere.
I got in trouble because for playing Hungry Hungry Hippos because I wanted to play, but my little brother didn't. So then I took all of the little marbles and I started throwing them at him. And then I ran out of marbles, so I threw the board at him. I got in a lot of trouble for that one.
So,
No,
Wekster,
let's not hydrodip Shane. Mr. Russell.
What do you want, friend? What did you summon me?
I was just curious to see what, or curious to ask, what is the next thing you're going to work on? I think there's a lot of people interested.
I'm not gonna tell you.
No.
Especially not you.
Can
I'm done with you.
feel
Look,
He's already got the diorama
tonight.
finished. You haven't even made it to model.
I made this for you. Leave me alone.
Wait, show it again. It's so shiny.
Yeah, like his forehead.
Yeah.
So good. Well, we made it an hour before we really started smashing Fred, so that's not bad.
We are not. No.
Is that a record?
I'm
just wondering-
I think I'm really nice to him.
Oh, hold on. I need to ask Fred one question.
Yeah.
Do you have a bigger glass to drink out of?
No, but the thing is, I wanted to get something to drink and didn't want to have to get up and go and get more drink, so I just.
I'm just
got
trying
a
to
bigger
figure out,
glass.
like, the glass to head ratio, whether, which is
No,
bigger
it's a
here.
big glass.
That's what 3/4 the size.
Yeah.
Big water
No.
bottle.
Yeah, he has a problem. I mean, with small glasses, not drinking problem. He has that too, but that's completely different thing.
He has lots of problems.
He's
Yeah.
functioning. It's not quite a problem.
I mean, we
Semi.
like him. We can tolerate
do?
Monkey. We can tolerate him as well. I don't, make differences.
So
Right, Fotis?
And
Yes.
here I was just about to
Cheers.
say, like, for anybody who's watching and doesn't subscribe to some of these people's Patreon accounts, you're missing out on some of these amazing models. But
We don't do advertising now.
Yeah,
No.
don't do that.
not advertising.
It is.
Okay, continue.
Well, I'll showcase the model.
The model. And
Oh,
I
the
don't
thingy.
know. I
Well,
don't know how they come up with the
I love
ideas.
that gradient.
Yeah, so this gradient filament worked out really well to kind of get it starting here and ending up like different color by the time it reaches the head. I get lucky with gradient filament sometimes.
just so you guys know about the advertising, I know the guys who are watching this don't really know about. There was like one rule where it was like, this isn't meant for an advertising thing. Showcasing someone's model that's on their Patreon, that's okay. If you're coming on saying like, hey, for everyone right now who's watching, if you put in this promo code, you get that. No, I'll boot you off really quick. But I mean, showcasing models from someone's Patreon, you're showcasing their work. You're letting them know where it is. So that's okay. If I have a filament company on that says like, oh, yeah, hey, we make filament, that's fine. If someone comes on and is like, we have this exciting brand new color that, that does this and that, no.
Oh, really?
So-
That's interesting. What color?
Why?
Hey, tell me about your colors. Do you have colors?
Me? I have
You.
black and white with a lot of grays in between.
Um,
No, but just so you guys know,
Well,
No,
it's
I mean-
good too for people
wait,
to know. that-
wait. How long are we streaming right now?
1 hour 15. Well, actually, I don't know because I don't know exactly what time this went live. I can tell you when I started, which is 1 hour 15 minutes ago.
Okay, so tell me, how long do we have to wait until you actually start singing?
Probably
I mean,
about
I don't know for others, but I came only because
20
of that.
hours.
Yeah,
About
I came
20
for the
hours.
dancing too.
I was
Yeah.
told there would be donuts, dancing, and singing, and
I
somebody
don't
had
have
given all the
and
donuts.
nothing- And you don't even have a beard anymore. I mean, what's going on?
Look, I was trying to do the proper thing with the seal and all that stuff, so I had to go. And plus, living in Florida with the heat and everything else, you put a mask
Thing.
on, it gets very funky very quickly with the humidity and the heat and everything else. So
That's your upper lip.
I still
Look,
want to
I'm-
see you dance.
dude, the only thing you're gonna sit there and see is me chair dance. Okay, I'm not doing. This isn't a charity.
Come on,
do we have
look,
No,
if
no,
you start
I-
dancing, Jordan will also start dancing. Then I
It
can
needs
say,
to be
dance,
both
monkey,
of them.
dance.
Yes.
I'll put.
I
on
am
the
not one of those
Beyonce.
like the monkeys on the grinders, where I'm walking around with a coffee cup. You guys give me a quarter and I dance.
Well,
That's what you think.
we still have the
And
live
plus-
the video from the
and plus,
last time.
I
Yeah, we
can't
do.
see Grumpy. Okay, that's okay. Let's see. How
Why
we
is
get-
Grumpy not live now and later?
I think you should
Grumpy's on
invite
later.
Grumpy.
Grumpy?
On later.
Grumpy
He's later
says?
with Tom.
Oh.
Traitor.
I got stuck with you, Jordan.
Yeah.
I heard Tom didn't want to get stuck with me on stream, so he.
Yeah,
Oh.
Shane, that's a question I asked.
I can't
have
believe
too,
that.
Did you
What?
post the schedule somewhere for people to say so they can kind of go,
Yes.
here's where we can see? And
Yes, it is on at 1440 Makers.
so don't tell me. Tell the people watching who don't know this information.
They should know this. All 49 of them
How
right
don't
now.
you know
If you
this?
go, well, because we're still waiting for the flamethrower later on. All right. So for you guys who don't know, if you go to the 1440 Twitter account at 1440 Makers, there is a public schedule up there showcasing everyone who's going to be on today at what time, and to the best of my ability in different time zones. Okay. So if you go there, you will see it. I'll retweet it out just in case, but I'll also I'll
People
throw it up
didn't
in the
know.
chat too. If I
But it's
can.
good to know because not everybody can hang out for 24 hours watching, but maybe they really want to tune in to see Grumpy Dude, or maybe they want to tune in to see Jim on the Edge of Tech or something, So
I'm one of those
it's a good
guys who
chance.
can't do 24 hours, but apparently you guys think, I should be on 24 hours.
Well, we're going to make this a
Well,
bi-monthly
not with that
event.
attitude.
No, it's not going to be a bi-monthly thing. That's not gonna
Quarterly?
happen.
Can we do quarterly then?
I do need sleep and rest and relaxation, and I know it's great for you guys. You're on for a few
Oh,
hours.
now
to
you're
try-
okay with that. But when I'm streaming and I want to go to bed, then you're like, no.
Let's take
Because,
another 10
no,
minutes.
no. I do that because I'm trying to share my experiences with you to give
Look,
you a taste
I cannot
of
swear
what
here,
it's like.
but
Commodore.
you
Oh,
know,
look at his eye. He's already twitching.
shut up, Fred. I am done with you today.
He's
for
gonna
today.
mute his mic and just start cursing like a sailor.
Sailor. There's Salty, aka Naughty Sailor.
No. So Gonzalo and Barbara, what are you guys? Besides the models that you can't tell us, what else is happening?
Well, Barbara is working on other projects. She has done a few stuff from the Arte Creator stuff in the beginning, and she'll do more stuff soon. But she has another projects to do. On my side, I've been working. I work for Miniclip. It's a mobile gaming company.
Oh.
And
Mini clip games?
Yeah.
I played those. Those are awesome.
yeah, you and a few more people, it seems. So I usually do a lot of art. I work. I have done assets for almost all our games, at least the ones that are done in Portugal, and that's my full-time job. And on our free time, it's the things that we have done and everyone has seen.
How do you feel? It's always difficult to balance work with the 3D stuff.
Yeah, it is. Usually it's more like at night, on weekends. So we don't have much time for that. And and it's still a lot of stuff to do. The printers and tweaking printers also takes some time. It's quite complicated. but we try because we love this and we try to do what we can, and that more or less it's enough for make us happy with that.
Well, and I remember when you guys were first on the last stream, when everyone like it was kind of a revelation that it's two of you, right? It's everyone's kind of like, oh, it's that Arte Creator guy, and then you're like, wait a minute, it's one, two.
It's the Arte Creator folks.
Yeah, the Arte Creator family.
Yeah, true.
Well, I asked the question first time when I noticed that there are actually two profiles. And then, you know, we, and I was like, is this guy talking about himself like multiple, or there are actually more to that thing?
And third person.
Yeah, like
and then we actually chatted, so I found out everything. I did my background check.
He's royalty.
This is what Barbara is showing is one of her models. And
So cute.
yeah. And yeah, it's true. Usually we always say we, and we already think that people are thinking that we are talking like we were like a company or a team. Team is more the right term. And
Oh, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And those are on your My Mini Factory, are they?
Sorry, what?
Those the little people like all your models are on My Mini Factory, right? Or do you have somewhere else where people find your stuff?
My Mini Factory. In the beginning, we start putting our models in the first model in most of the online companies, but we prefer to stay with My Mini Factory because it's easier to.
Oh, it wiggles.
What?
Squishy.
Yeah, this is based on the printer, but it's casting in a type of silicone.
The cats will love this to the back.
Yeah.
If it wakes up.
That's pretty cool. So basically,
There's
you
some cute
printed and then
characters.
made a mold of it, and then casted it
That's really
in
cool.
silicone. That's cool.
Now we know why you were so interested with Steph when she was on last time with the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Steph, because it's like painting. Working with movement casting, it's very tricky. It depends on the materials. It depends on the techniques. Trying to do that without bubbles, it's a nightmare, and it's very complicated. We have been thinking about investing in a pressure pump and a vacuum pump. And thanks for that, to minimize or get rid of the bubbles, but it costs still a bit.
Yeah.
It's different when you go that on full-time job or and invest like that as a job, as a business, but it's harder to do that on the hobby side.
Yeah, when you can justify the expense, it does make the expense a whole lot easier to handle.
Yeah,
And the
exactly.
time involved too, right? Like you said, you've already got a full-time jobs, you've got full-time modeling to try to keep up, where do you try to wedge extra hobbies in is hard.
And personal life. Yeah.
What's
with all
that? What's
it's-
that all about? Personal life?
Yeah,
I've heard about
something
that.
we try, but we are still trying to get it. But yeah, that's it. And,
Yeah, I think it's not simple, and people sometimes don't understand how much you put into working all these things, and besides your normal job, correct?
yeah, that's a topic. That's something that it's very debatable. It's something that we can be hours talking about. That it's very complicated. We could yeah, it's a tricky talk. As to how much the models are worth. What's the worth of the model in terms of how much it took to do it. We usually, for example, we have models that we sell, and there are models that we give away. And it's tricky because all our models take very long to do them, and we try to share all as we can, but on a few occasions we sell because it's like how will I say it? It's like to have something in return. It's not only because of the money, and this is something that people don't most of times don't know. This doesn't give that this doesn't make that a lot of money. There are very few occasions when people can say that I do this for a living. It's not impossible, but very, very hard to do that. And so one of the reasons we some of our models are sold, it's because it's good to have some kind of reward for that. It helps. People can think about that this is you're just thinking about the money, but the thing is that it's good to do this on the creator side at least some of the time, because if we are always having all that trouble, all that work, and we most of the times don't get the reward in return, or don't have that feeling, sooner or later we'll just stop having the need to do this or to make this. So it helps because it's very hard to do, and it helps to have that feeling of reward.
And I think that's why people have to take some appreciation for our designers and not just look at, oh, this model costs $10. Why am I paying $10? Like, look at appreciating supporting the designers, posting their stuff, sharing their stuff. And also, a lot of guys are on the lookout for when somebody has taken your model and is reposting it as their own or sharing it, because that really hurts the community. And that's the biggest part about, I said it earlier, this is what makes 3D printing really good, is the community and looking out for each other and supporting each other and, giving each other some, high fives and support and telling Fotis when he's being rude and
that's every day.
Why are you
Picking on Fred.
Yeah.
picking on Fred. Like, it's all interconnected. It's all important.
That's true.
No, I think the community is pretty good with, especially when they catch someone doing something like that. I mean, they're very quick to put it, put the call out there, on social media, to whether it's inform, some hosting site or whatever that, someone's, stealing their work and putting it up for sale. I kind of like the idea with some of the designers where they have on their Patreon accounts, they have a much higher tier level. And, say, for example, it's $50 a month. But then, you kind of, for the designers, they give them the okay
Blessing.
Huh?
Blessing.
Yeah.
I would call it like that.
Take
We're
it and
giving
go.
blessing them to
Yeah, we don't give any
commercially.
license.
Yeah, permission to sell.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do. That's what Whale and I do for Whale's Wares or whatever, is we pay for Wekster and Fred's. Well, Fred's is, I think, mid-tier right now, but we'll get there eventually. And I'm about to start doing Fotis's because I want to I think people would love to. A lot of people don't have access to printers, and even though everyone's buying one up right now, they still don't know how to use them properly.
Mhm.
You know, so if we can send them something like this with whatever paints, or people can paint them themselves or whatever, you know, it's letting it be accessible.
And I really like too, like everybody here's got a mix of paid and free models, so
Yeah.
people can get in. People can get in. You know, people can grab a Wekster or a Fotis or an Arte Creator or a Fred and just get in there.
I'm
And-
not letting people grab me. No.
No,
Don't
you
say
do.
that.
You do.
Only Fred
but just-
allows people
Now
to grab
that's why.
you.
Notice he says, "I'm not letting people grab me" when he has his glove on.
Yeah, I know. He's
Yeah.
got his love glove. But it's
and
it's
only
good to
these two
get
fingers are
entered
protected.
into it and not just hide stuff behind a paywall and, you know, and only have, you know, exclusivity on some stuff. It's nice to have that mix.
Say hi.
Oh, wait!
Oh.
Don't you even try. There you go.
Hi.
Hi, cutie.
Sweetheart.
Don't call me cutie.
Yeah.
Oh, if I was addressing you, it would be the auntie.
Vedran, nobody knows you're there anymore since that face came on camera.
Yeah, can you get her back on camera for a while?
Wekster
'Cause-
who?
She's gonna
His
eat
name is-
something,
his
and
name is
we're not
Vedran.
eating during the stream, right?
Veranda.
Vedran.
Vedran.
Veranda.
We're the butcher.
Cafe Verona Coffee.
Bellagio.
Is that what it is? Bellagio? Like the bread? Or the hotel?
No, that's Bellagio.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fred, you don't know nothing. Definitely.
I don't
I
know.
think it's time to leave Fred alone.
Yeah, that could make sense.
Wekster, I just have this to say to you.
No, because that's the thing is once we start picking on Fred, we
Oh.
might slip up and start saying inappropriate things, and that's just we got to keep it PG for shame. Can't ruin it for him early.
Yeah.
Veteran people say that we need vitamin D because we're pale.
Oh
No, you'll burst into
D.
flames.
Do you
Right.
want me to? Do you want to see me? Die like a vampire? If I open my window, the sun is directly here right now, so
There's
you will
almost
see me
no sun
die
here.
live.
It is weird seeing you guys in the daylight.
Yeah,
That's-
it
yeah,
kind of is.
yeah. I usually sleep in my coffin.
I don't even
this
have my
time.
makeup on.
I'm not getting yelled at for keeping you up past 1 a.m.
Come on, that happens only once.
a day.
Ish.
Yeah, and I was
You
the one
deserve
that
it.
cares, not you. And it wasn't even my fault. I was drunk.
Well, and you're on a diet too, right? Is that you're still on the diet? So you're-
Just to explain to other people so they know, like, I'm doing streams every single night and I'm trying to go to bed at least by 2 a.m. But that doesn't happen when you have Jordon inside the stream and we are like, okay, we're gonna go. Everyone is waving, and then Jordon just asks another question, and then we stay for another 10 minutes, and then 2 hours later,
no, don't blame me. Blame
my
time
eye
zones.
starts twitching like crazy.
Blame
My
Canada.
smile goes all the way to here. It's like craziest thing you'll ever probably seen. And then I just kind of start, yelling at him. So we end up with a
the
bang.
beady little eyes. What?
You were saying
Sorry.
vitamin D and something about sleep.
Sleep is overrated.
Mm,
Sleep
I
is for
like
the weak.
sleeping.
Do you want me to move stuff so you can get on the couch too, Roscoe?
Last night I slept for the first time.
Monkey.
It was a good experience.
Monkey, what are you printing?
You don't want
His
to. You don't
cage.
want to know what I'm printing right now. But
Oh, okay. It's
What
it's the subject that we can't talk about.
what I have been printing is.
Hold on.
Ah. Is that new? No boobs.
No,
Is that new?
no, that's the same one.
Wow, looks better. What did you do?
You changed the light.
Did you Photoshop it?
No, I fixed the flashlight, man. I got a better flashlight in here. So this one is, you can't really tell this is a glitter purple down the bottom. This one's an older one that I did, and it's just one of my favorites.
Very cool.
That's Yuka's.
That's a Juka one, yeah, and that's a translucent blue.
I see.
So you can see the infill, and it's got like the shine to it, and just
It's very, very beautiful.
the details that they put into this is just great. So I have, you can kind of see a few of them. I have models all over my walls, all around here, just awesome stuff. And I look at it, and it's my happy place.
Your happy place?
My happy place.
Until the kids play Hungry.
That's kind of sad.
Well, when you sit and you look at some of the models that are available, and
Oh, the cursed model.
No,
Well, I have
that
the
one is
No,
not
no.
cursed. No.
that
I
one,
have that one
Oh,
in,
yeah, it's that one.
in female.
like this.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
So
that looks good
This
in that
is-
orange.
this is a translucent orange filament. They're the same filament for both.
Shane, can I hit the Fotis his Patreon in the chat?
Yeah.
Someone
Someone is
is asking.
If someone's asking, that's fine.
Yeah, they want to know where Harley Quinn model is available.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. I think you got to be a mod to put.
I am a mod.
Whoa,
He's mod everywhere.
he's wielding that band banana hammer.
Yeah.
But this is the version 1. When it started to fail for other people, I had a failure. I said to Wekster, I'm like, I won't let it beat me. I'm gonna.
I don't know
print
which video to show up. You guys are both.
Just don't show any. Don't stop blowing everyone up. Just let people watch. But it just the thought process. I keep getting blown away by it. So
It's getting blown away.
Fotis, is that Batman that is on the back on the shelf? Is it your model, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Oh. I was just thinking if the other gentleman doesn't finish his model, we could just use that for the spotlight.
Ooh.
Oh, Vedran, that was bad.
Yeah,
that was bad. That
You
was
may-
treachery.
You make a mini
Wow.
D for him,
This is-
and
No. This is punishable by death in Weksterland. Sorry.
give him you just gotta thumb him. Just
Hey, family friendly.
no,
Sorry.
no, it's a thumbs up.
yeah,
Thumbs up.
it's like
It's
Good
a
job.
different finger.
Fred.
Hey, Fred.
Don't be afraid.
You're not tricking me into.
Someone's got dunks.
I have this box of donuts like staring at me.
So I have
Yeah,
one.
I know.
You know the
I know.
rule, right? That was one of the rules: is no
I
eating
know,
on
so
stream.
just drinking.
Well, you can always just turn your camera off, quickly inhale a donut, and come right back on.
And then come back like cleaning.
Come back.
And inhale the donuts.
Nom, 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 nom.
yeah, like a Scarface.
Double down as a fat kid.
There you go. What do you think about those?
Oh, the
Ah,
eyes like way cooler now.
that's my boy.
That's
Camera
just
kind of sucks.
Absurd.
That is awesome.
You can't even see it, but there's like it's like two-tone in the eyeball.
Well, and you're right though. Like by adding the extra stuff now, the eyes are kind of that white you put in is like
In the back.
not even focused. Like it's not even what you're after, right? It's the
But yeah, but that allowed the pigment of like the green brown for the eyes that I did to actually be green brown as opposed to baseline tan.
it pops them out.
It's like, you know, primering your wall and stuff like that. Having it be base
Mhm.
white is always nicer.
Are you putting some
Yeah.
gloss on top of the eyes at the end?
I gotta go get it. So I'll wait.
Videos
wanna
and
flock
images
this.
never show how cool this thing is.
No. Sometimes, like I quite like Grumpy's photos of the Leoric front because it actually gave a sense of, the scale of all of it. But it's still the prints never come out with the real details of when you have it in your hand and you see all those awesome details. Like your Carl from what's the movie Hellboy, correct? That was cool. A lot of details on the mask.
Yeah, a lot. You have to print that huge to see the details on the side he did.
Yeah.
What, Cronin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They,
detail work there.
you can still see them smaller, but in a big one, it looks even better.
And the fact
Yeah.
that you made that happen in like a day and a half, 2 days is crazy to me.
Yeah, that one came out quick.
You got in the flow, you said, right? Like once you get into it, it just goes.
Yeah, sometimes you don't stop. You go all night, and morning you're fine.
Yeah.
I guess some models just you don't get a feeling that it's going well. So you never get to it very quickly and you just give up or just postpone it. And some just click in and they get it.
Like this one. This one happened very quick. I mean,
Ooh,
He knocked on your door.
I want to paint that one.
yeah, this was very quick and it came natural. I love this one.
I like the glasses. The fact that you can just print them.
Yeah, that's why I made it the thicker glass.
Yeah.
There are two kinds. One is for resin with thick glasses, with thinner glasses, and one with thicker.
Practical printing, call me, man.
Well, we'll show a model of a person who's not here right now.
That's so good. I love this one.
So this is Eastman's Hellboy.
Vedran was begging for this model for 2 years.
From Eastman, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just like
I heard
This-
some of it over there.
so. This is printed in Snow Labs Bloodstone. So I thought that was like a perfect name for the model itself too. So again, the thought I'm always blown away by when you guys think about how much angle to cut it so that when it sits on the bed you don't need to have supports, and if you can tip the chin or whatever just a little bit. That's cool.
Oh, kitty.
It's a very cool model.
Oh, there's a question for you, Fotis. Are you gonna make a Jesse too? Can we get one of Jesse doing
not so,
science?
I want to, but not so soon.
Science.
Not so soon.
Beep.
Yeah, science, B.
Mr. White? Not so
That would be a
soon.
good one.
I want to make one, but
Who was it?
I
Skinny
can't, I
Pete.
can't
That's
promise
my
for
dude.
next month about this, but I want to do that one. Might
Yeah,
happen.
Badger. You always gotta love a good Badger.
I have-
Skinny Pete and Badger. That'd be a funny show.
Who let Jordon on here?
Oh, Joe Mike.
People love you, man.
Yeah. So it's not only us.
Yeah. I'm starting to develop a complex. I think I should.
We really like you.
Especially when he's having dinner, correct?
Yeah,
Love you.
that's the best part.
We love you more than Fred loves Vedran.
Wow, that's not very much at all.
Fred loves Vedran. He has a shrine back there.
I do have a picture of him somewhere.
Still weird.
I know. Well, it's just a picture itself. It's a weird picture, correct?
Yeah, but I don't know what you're doing with that picture.
Oh, and
That's the scary.
for anyone who doesn't, check out Vedran's Twitch channel, because if you watch, you might see a really cool picture of Fred at Salty's house.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Fred behind the window.
It is.
Thank you for your support, Dan. Look what he said. Tracy, maybe you dropped a pen on the floor and you need to pick it up off camera. Get the donut.
Get the donuts.
Meanwhile, Practical Printing's calling me out. She's going for the donuts.
But he was calling you out too, wondering if it was powdered donuts or powdered donuts.
Powdered donuts. Dunkin' Donuts.
Mama wants me to use my close-up thingy, and I don't want to. I figured out in broadcasters that there's
Shane is
effects you can
probably
add.
vaping.
No,
Eating
Shane,
donuts.
Can you turn off my camera for 2 seconds? I want to vape too.
You can do it
No.
yourself. You can actually do it yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, look how much better it is in here now. I can
might
hear
wanna
Darth
mute-
Vader.
You might want to mute your microphone.
No, I don't.
No.
You say we can't vape on camera. Not you can hear us vape.
I didn't even make up that rule, okay? I'm on here 24 hours, okay? I can't, that no smoking, no drinking, no swearing, that was because of me, okay? So I don't want to hear it.
Oh, I'm happier now. I think it was because of me.
No,
It's one of the few times we didn't start the stream with a swear word.
Yep.
I did 5 minutes in when it wasn't going live.
Fred
Well,
always does.
actually,
Great
always does
James,
that.
intro.
we still don't know if that actually didn't go live or not.
I'll figure it
Because
out.
you started ranting and clicking buttons at the same time.
Because I was freaking out. It wasn't going on. Because I'm like, no. I made sure this would work. You know, I was up early making sure everything was perfect, that it wouldn't mess up.
It didn't mess up.
It always messes up.
No, but if it went smooth, I don't know if it is enjoyable.
Yeah, no, if it went smooth, it wouldn't be my stream.
No.
Because it's always like that. It happened the last time too, but it went on for 15 minutes. I went into this big, huge thing and everything else, and then it wasn't going, and then we finally got it going, and I'm like, hi, welcome to the show. That's it. Boom. Whatever you want to talk about, because I was just like, I was so depressed. I was sad.
You keep a closer eye on this chat. They're giving me really good ideas.
What, for
If I use the
donuts?
donut as the paintbrush, and when I hold it in my mouth, then that's legal, right?
Well, it's like Grumpy licking the tip, right?
Yeah, Grumpy would
Like
do
the
that.
icing off the top of the donut.
He wouldn't even matter.
But then you might get a sticky model too, because you're going to be just rubbing donut on it.
So let's say the next year Maker Faire Prague happens. Who will go?
Prague?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to Prague.
Yeah.
We wish.
That would be delightful.
We would
Give
go
yourself a couple
this
extra
year,
days.
but you know that virus.
Whale and I are going to go, and we're going to stay with Fred. And then all of us are going to go and rush Tom's house. Then kidnap Tom, put him in a sack, and then take him over to Prague.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea.
Sounds
You need
Tom
3
will-
people.
So-
Tom will come.
We
I
could all
already
get
told
together
him
at
to come.
Earth in the fall.
We'll just go putz around his garden, and then he'll just come out.
You will
on his
come
own.
from Canada to Prague? Wow, I want to see that.
I was saying to go to America, but sure.
Oh yeah,
try to-
come here. We can all play with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
So good.
Or someone in Prague might already have one. Sorry.
Prague is a nice
Cold.
place to go.
He's saying aloud in Prague.
Santa is allowed in everywhere.
I would need to check the statute of limitations for a few things. You know, different countries, different laws. But
Yeah, you got to make sure you're staying on the up and up, right?
yeah, sure. Let's say that.
I'm noticing since our last call out, there's 56 people watching. There's only 30 thumbs up and 2 people who were offended by Fred, so they thumbed
Yeah.
in.
Because they wanted to see more skin on Fred. That was like the highlight. I put it out there. I'm like, you want to see some skin? Fred's the man. Fred is on from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 2 hours to entertain your desires.
Well,
your
we gotta
fetishes.
set the trend, right? Set the trend and just keep this going.
Well,
there's no more
you-
skin if Shane isn't dancing to Beyonce.
Ooh.
No, that's not going to happen.
Well,
Because
then
you want
get
it-
your answer.
But I'll guarantee you guys, there's going to be someone I'm going to bring in for you guys to meet. I'm not sure if you've ever met him, but he's very, very well known. I've met him a while back ago at the New York Maker Faire, and when I was working at Prusa, apparently there was something with googly eyes and everything else. This is the only person I would ever allow to put googly eyes on the printers. He's been on Junior Mythbusters. He's done some amazing projects and works. He's done a lot with robotics. He was on the last show, and he was really, really great. And so, if he's listening, he should have paid attention to the chat. I'm going to bring him on right now, Elijah Horland. Give him a second.
Do we like a
Okay.
drum roll?
Hold on. Here he comes. He's loading. He's there.
And in
I
just a
just
moment, his
said-
audio will
Hey,
tune
Elijah.
in and connecting.
I love that hair.
His audio is
hair flick.
connected.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey.
Elijah.
Hey,
Hey, Elijah.
Hi.
I like
He's
that
like,
he
"Oh,
hasn't
okay."
cleaned his space since last year.
Oh,
Oh no, he's got the whole complete maker thing going. He's like, "Yep, I'm here. I'm half asleep."
He's always making something, Fred. That's why. He's not.
I know,
like
I
you.
know. Yeah, sorry. I'm lazy and way older. so.
I do need to clean. It's been a while.
Nah, you're fine.
Clean is too overrated.
The only thing you need to clean is whatever's in the view of the camera. Everything
Yeah,
else.
Oh,
You
that's
just
that's a good point.
cover it up.
Put the camera the other way so nobody can see the rest of the room, and that works fine.
That's what Shane did. Shane moved the camera to a whole other room of the house. Just he's like, I don't want you to see this stuff. He's literally sitting in the hallway to the front door. That's
You guys are laughing, but that's the absolute truth.
Jordan showed us his space the other day, and this view is the only view that actually is clean and organized, because the other side is, especially that right corner.
Oh, I got it. The corner's better. Corner's a little better. The upper corner is really bad.
Come on, let's hear from Elijah what he's working on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He obviously works on something.
What I'm currently working on, it's sort of the same as what I was working on last time, except it's like a new revision of it. It's like a small RC car that goes around. It takes video, but I'm just trying to make it a lot smaller than it was.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Ah,
Wow, he moves fast.
Look what-
no
look what
kidding.
happens.
He moved so fast the frame rate couldn't keep up.
I'm so jealous. If my
wait.
room was like that, my wife would.
This
divorce
is
me.
the first one compared to the one I'm working on now. It's the size was like just half of the first one, kind of. And
Very
it's,
nice.
I think it'll turn better. I'm trying to go away from the 9-volt batteries. I'm gonna try and use these, which I just got, the rechargeable batteries. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm working on now.
How do you learn to do all this stuff? Like, I've seen you doing some of these things, and I've watched you on some of the other stuff, and I'm just, how? I don't even understand how you.
He's
learn all this
smart.
stuff.
He's
How I
not like
started,
us.
or like
I know.
Yeah.
How'd you get started? Like, when did you realize you were a super genius, and when did you realize you were an evil super genius?
That's a good question.
I'm not really. I basically just throw things at a wall. But how I got started was actually, my dad was building a computer in his office, and I just kind of walked in, and I noticed that the cables on the cables that you plug into the motherboard, they sort of have like a pattern to them. Obviously, like you'll be missing a pin here, so you plug it into the port that's missing a pin. And so I was just like, oh, that goes there and that goes there. And my dad was kind of impressed, so he got me a soldering iron, and that's how I got started.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously I did a couple kits, and I learned
The little light kit, the
Yeah.
sound kit.
Yeah, I had to do that view meter. I had a Velman volume meter. I did it 5 times. The first time I did it was actually the second time I ever soldered. So
Cool.
Holy
interesting
moly.
experience. Yeah, I actually switched from. I don't know why. For this, there's something that I'm using. It's like a little. It basically makes that the Raspberry Pi can host a Wi-Fi hotspot, and the Raspberry Pi 4. I don't know why. Whenever I try it with the Raspberry Pi 4, it just can't. Whenever I try and ping it on its hotspot, I get like not great results. It'll come back and then it won't, and then it won't, and then it won't, and then it'll come back and it'll come back and then it won't. It's weird. It's very
Selectively
inconsistent with Pi
responsive.
4.
So I've heard a lot of stuff with the Pi 4 not working as expected for some stuff, really good for others. So I think that might
But
be the case.
that's what I'm working on now. I got started, yeah.
See?
So yeah, I'm just curious because I've got a 5-year-old son who's outside all the time with sticks and all those things, saying he's engineering, and I'm always like, okay, that's awesome. What are you going to engineer today, and how can I make it so that you learn and grow and be smarter than I am? Because that's not hard, but do it.
Yeah, that's really not hard.
Yeah, thanks. I can take care of my own insults for myself. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh.
but then I have no pleasure.
Just another thing that I'm working on now is like I forgot the. Hold on. It's like a spectroscope. It's like a homemade spectroscope. Basically, you put your eye. Hold on. I accidentally closed out the window. You put your eye through this hole, and then there's a disc in here. So it kind of, and if you shine a light through here, you can see the bands of light in the disc. So if you put a blue light in here, you'll see like blue and green. And
Oh wow,
That's cool.
It's easier if I show you, but hold on. Do you kind of see like there's a rainbow inside?
yeah.
Yeah, you'll see like different colors based on what light you put in through the top.
So what do you need there? A TP tube, a CD, and some tape?
Yeah, pretty much. And also,
did you have to add a little mirror on the top or anything, or is that just?
No, it's literally just a hole at the top, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Amazing.
It's really simple, but it's not like a project. It's for the stay and plan thing. Basically, do you know what stay and plan is?
No, why don't you tell us?
I get the idea, but
yeah, it's like basically a bunch of kids doing videos showing other kids what they can do while they're in for quarantine. So there are things like rubber band golf, or I did one on, what did I do? Oh, right, elephant toothpaste, like kid-friendly elephant toothpaste. It's basically project ideas that you can do.
that's really cool. I'm gonna dig around, find an old CD, and see if I can't make one of those with my kids.
That's a good way to spend quarantine for sure.
Yeah. Oh, just also one more thing. I didn't want to wait to 3D print headers for the USB thing that I had to plug into here. So I just used shrink tubing and hot glue to sort of like make my own scuffed USB enclosures. And there's also one up here that's way worse.
So cool.
Very cool.
See, now we all feel stupid and old.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I don't know how old you are, but man, I feel like I did something wrong with my youth, because I did different things with toilet paper rolls. They were not cool building projects.
The best though is the
Engineered
toilet
them,
paper
but-
tube slingshot. So you put the elastic band on the inside, and then you can pull it back. And
Oh, yeah.
Pleasure. Do you already have idea of what do you want to do in the future? Are you?
What?
Go.
Oh, I was about to say I just have no clue what to do.
too many choices, not enough idea.
Yeah,
or
I haven't really given it much thought. I don't know.
It's fine. You have enough time to pick something. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
I'm sure
I'm excited.
different points in life I've given different answers to that question, but I guess my answer for now is I have no clue.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
I think that's a standard answer, and as that, I think it's normal.
I look
Yeah.
forward to see you innovating something and being like, I was totally on a stream with that guy.
yeah, be like, that was the next Tesla. I was there.
Yeah. Forget about us, the old people, huh?
You
I'd be
see
like,
me
I'm
on the
the one
back,
who loved
Fred,
your hair.
We're not all as old as you.
Yeah.
on the back of a milk carton, just like, oh, I know that guy.
Like even Shane isn't as old as you, Fred.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. On that lovely note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the next set of guests on, so that way you
Okay.
guys can, say hi, bye, and all that other good stuff. Okay. So
Okay.
first up, we will bring on. Speaking of old and some other things, he's not allowed to do any dad jokes at all because I'll kick him out of here really quick. The wonderful, talented Mr. Brian Vines is
Ooh.
joining us. As soon as he pops in, I will bring in the next person.
Once he pops in, you guys do the
Are
intro.
dad jokes a higher offense than eating on the stream?
Hey.
Yes, it is.
Here he is.
I love that shirt.
His mic should be all set. Hold on.
Look at that smile.
Hi, Brian.
He's a taco astronaut.
I love it.
You got to check your mic.
Yeah, it's
Did
not
you
bad.
enable it on your end, Brian?
Yeah, you have to click bottom left.
Maybe it's not Shane's technical difficulty this time.
I still think it's Shane's.
It's always my
It's
fault.
gonna be Shane's fault, but
No, it's his microphone isn't connecting. All right, while Mr. Vines tries to mess around with his microphone, wait, his audio is connecting and he's unmuted. There you go. Hi, Brian.
Hello,
All right.
everyone. How's it going?
Hey.
Hello.
And
Hello,
I'm
3D printing friend.
gonna shut my camera off so I'm not on. Okay, so next up we have someone who is very, very talented, who can answer a lot more questions about 3D printing than I can, who can build his own stuff, and is an incredible person, Mr. Christopher Riley.
Where is he?
We got some
Uh-huh.
windows.
See, someone needs to pay attention to what I say. I'll bring you on shortly.
Yeah, well, you should use the Zoom chat.
blue
Shane,
filter
that thing that
went
we've
away.
been talking
Yeah.
to you in.
Yes, I have been, but I kind of, I didn't send him a message.
I think
Chris's
he's just trying to
audio
connect
is
the audio.
connecting, and
It's like,
he
wait, am
is
I on?
He's on.
And I still
Like
have
looking down,
one
trying to look
more.
underneath the frame.
Yo.
But just trying to
Duck down
see.
and look.
See, we go from from